inside the testis there is about 250 compartments which are present, and that we call it as the testicular lobules. Antivenom given against snake poison contains. What does it contain? Antivenom given against snake poison, it is a passive immunity. Curd, there is lactobacillus or lactic acid bacteria that converts milk to curd or helps in the curdling of the milk. So we all know that apomixis is nothing but seeds are produced without the fertilization process. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Vidhyaashram, Biology Faculty at Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. So in this session, we will discuss about the model question paper for second PUC Biology, that is 2025-26. So the sessions of the model question paper is being split into three, where in the first session, we will learn about the general instructions that appears in the pattern of the question paper, and also we shall discuss about the 1 mark, that is the MCQs and the fill in the blanks. So to begin with, let's see what are the general instructions that you need to follow while answering the questions. So the question paper, it comes from the pre-university board for the final exam, and it has a total time of 3 hours 15 minutes will be given for you to solve it, and a maximum marks of 70, because you all know that it's a practical subject. So therefore 70 marks for the theory paper that you write and 30 marks is for the practicals that you conduct. So the general instructions, the question paper consists of 5 parts, that is A, B, C, D and E. A, B, C and D are the questions to be answered. E is for the visually challenged. Next, part A, it consists of 2 mains, that is main 1 and main 2, and part D also consists of 2 mains, that is main 5 and main 6. So main 1 and main 2, main 1 will consist of multiple choice questions carrying 1 mark each, that is 15 questions, and main 2 will consist of again fill in the blanks with options, and it carries 1 mark each. So therefore main 1 and main 2 will have a total of 20 marks. Next, in part D, 5 and 6, it is for 5 marks questions. So all the parts are compulsory. You cannot skip the part. Apart from part A, there will be choices that are given. You can skip questions in that particular part, but you cannot skip the whole part. All parts are compulsory. The answers for part A. So while writing part A, it should be written in the first 2 pages. That is, on either side of the first page, you have to finish writing the answers. You cannot write it at the end, it will not be evaluated, or you might find that something is wrong and again rewrite it somewhere else. No, it will not be evaluated. Always the first answer that you write in the first sheet will be the one that is considered. So you have to keep that in mind. Next, talking about part E. Part E consists of questions only for the visually challenged students. And apart from this, you should also know that wherever you draw the diagrams need to be labeled. If it is a 3 mark question, 6 labelings are required. If it is a 5 marks question, 10 labelings are required. And diagrams, if you draw it very beautifully also, and if there is no labeling, then the marks will be considered as 0. So labeling of the diagrams are very, very important. So let's start with the pattern of the question paper. So the first main, it consists of select the correct alternative from the choices given below. That is 15 questions will be there carrying 1 mark each. So 4 options will be given. Out of that, you have to choose the correct one and write. It is always better not to just write the alphabets A, B, C, D and leave it. Please, under A, if the answer is A, option A, what is it? Mention it, because what will happen sometime is the C and the A or the D, some students write, it will not be understood properly. So it is better to write the answer. Next, main under part A, it consists of fill in the blanks, wherein choices will be given. You have to choose the appropriate answer and fill the blanks. Next, main consists of answer any 5 of the following questions, that is in 3 to 5 sentences. And fourth main consists of again answer any 5 of the following questions in 40 to 80 words. It carries about 3 marks. And fifth main consists of answer any 4 of the following questions in about 200 to 250 words, and consists of 5 marks. That is under part D. Again under part D, we have the sixth main, where 2 questions will be given. Any one needs to be answered, which consists of 200 to 250 words. The answer should be there and carries around 5 marks. So let's begin with the discussion of the question paper. So in this session, we will discuss the multiple choice questions, the fill in the blanks. So talking about the first question, it is a statement that is given. So statement 1 and statement 2, like how assertions and reasoning questions will be there, just like that, here we have statements. So statement 1, apomixis is the production of seeds from unfertilized embryo. Next, embryos produced from apomictic seeds are not generally identical to the parent plant. So we all know that apomixis is nothing but seeds are produced without the fertilization process, right? And embryos produced from apomictic seeds are not generally identical. They are identical. Why they are identical? Because if fertilization itself doesn't happen, then there is no chance of getting the characters from both the male and the female plant, right? So therefore, there will not be any changes in the progeny. So the progeny will have the exact same copy of characteristics as that of the parent. So therefore, the statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. Statement 1 is true because apomixis is nothing but production of seeds from unfertilized ovules. And statement 2, embryos produced from apomictic seeds are not generally identical to the parent plant. They are identical to the parent plant because your fertilization process doesn't happen. So therefore, this statement is false. So the correct answer for this is option A, that is statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. Moving further, the cells that secrete testicular hormone, so which is the testicular hormone? Androgen, are dash. So which are the cells? So we all know that inside the testis there is about 250 compartments which are present, and that we call it as the testicular lobules. And within the testicular lobules there are 2 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules which are present. These seminiferous tubules, outside the seminiferous tubules, in between the coils, they have some cells which are called as interstitial cells or Leydig cells. And these Leydig cells or interstitial cells are the ones which actually produce the hormone, that is testosterone. So therefore, the right answer is Leydig cells. So if they give interstitial cells as the option also, do not get confused. That's also the right answer because Leydig cells are also called as interstitial cells. Okay. Next, the third question. Which of the following is not a copper releasing IUD? So what most of the students do is, you get panicked when you read the questions in the exam. More than the answer that you think of in the exam, you have to read the question 2 to 3 times at least, because see here the question is quite tricky. It states that which of the following is not a. Are they asking for a copper releasing IUD example? No. They are asking for which one is not a copper releasing IUD. So be careful while reading the question. So LNG 20, copper T, copper 7, multiload 375. We all know that copper T, copper 7, multiload 375 all have copper ions in them. It's only LNG 20 which doesn't have. So because LNG 20 is a hormone releasing IUD. So therefore it is LNG 20 is the answer. So the next question, what is the possible blood group of an offspring when both the parents have AB blood group? So AB blood group means the offspring can have the blood group as A, B, AB and O. So the right option here is option C. Moving further, if an mRNA having the strand which reads like this undergoes translation, how many types of amino acids are present? So here the answer is one type because poly-U codes only for phenylalanine, whereas AUG, it is the start codon that codes for the amino acid methionine. So therefore here poly-U codes only for phenylalanine. So therefore only one type of amino acid is produced here. So next question. Arrange the following animal groups in correct sequence of their occurrence on geological time scale. So this is the question from the chapter evolution. So amphibians, fishes, reptiles, mammals. So here they have given, you have to arrange whether amphibians came first, then came the fishes, then came the reptiles, or then came the mammals. So the options are given here, A, B, C and D. So the correct option is C because first fishes came into existence. From the fishes amphibians came into existence. From the amphibians, reptiles came into existence, and then the mammals. So therefore, the correct option is option C. Moving further, antivenom given against snake poison contains. What does it contain? Antivenom given against snake poison, it is a passive immunity, right? Wherein antibodies are directly injected into the person. So therefore, that is antivenom contains antibodies which can fix the toxins or kill the or degrade the toxins. So therefore, the answer is antibodies. Option C, antibodies. Okay, next question. The substance produced by a cell in viral infection that can protect other cells from further infection is called what? Is it serotonin? Is it colostrum? Serotonin is actually produced when we have an allergy. Colostrum, it is also a passive immunity. Example for passive immunity, that is the first milk that comes when the mother starts lactating, which contains a lot of antibodies in it. Is it histamine? No, histamine is also produced during an allergy. But what is the question here? Whenever there is a viral infection happening, how does the neighboring cells protect themselves? They protect themselves by producing alpha interferon. So the answer here is interferons, so that the virus cannot spread to the neighboring cells. So interferon is the answer here. Moving further, because of the presence of which of the following vitamin, curd is considered as nutritionally richer than milk. So here, curd, there is lactobacillus or lactic acid bacteria that converts milk to curd or helps in the curdling of the milk. So when the curdling of the milk happens, vitamin B12 content increases in it. So therefore, the answer is vitamin B12, option D. Next question. Mycorrhiza is involved in absorption of dash from the soil and passes it to the plant. So mycorrhiza, they are a network of fungal hyphae which forms an association with few of the plants, especially the pines and all that, and they help the plants to absorb nutrients from the soil or minerals from the soil on a faster rate. Especially it is phosphorus. So the right answer here is phosphorus, option B. Moving to the next question, that is the 11th one. In the given diagram of PBr 322, so PBr 322 is a plasmid. Identify the restriction sites A, B, C and D. So they have given the restriction sites here labeled A, B, C and D. We need to identify. So A, it is the Ori region. B stands for ampicillin resistant site. D stands for hind tree. And C stands for the tetracycline resistant site. So therefore, the option for this is option B, A, Ori region, B, ampicillin resistant site, C, tetracycline resistant site, and the D is the hind tree. Moving further, the plants developed by the fusion of protoplasts of two different plants are called. So they are called somatic hybrids. So somatic hybrids are those plants which are obtained by the fusion of protoplasts of two different plants. Next question. In a pond, if there were 20 lotus plants last year, this is a question from Organism and Population chapter, and through reproduction 16 are added, calculate the birth rate, that is 0.8 offsprings, wherein we need to calculate as 16 divided by 20. That is 16 got added in a year and previously there were already 20 plants. So it will have a, that is offspring rate per year will be about 0.8 offsprings per lotus per year. So option A is the right answer here. Next question. The correct sequence of steps in the process of decomposition. So in decomposition, there are steps which are called as fragmentation, leaching, humification, mineralization and all that. So we need to arrange them in the proper order. So first, fragmentation happens. That is the breaking of the organic matter into smaller bits. Then leaching, the whatever organic matter is broken, they mix with water and they leach or seep into the soil. Next is catabolism process, then comes humification and then comes mineralization. Therefore, option A is the right answer here. Moving further, so here we need to read the question properly. They have given a set of in situ conservation, which is not an in situ conservation in this particular option. We have to search. So there are two types of biodiversity conservation. One is in situ and ex situ. In situ stands for conservation within that particular area itself, wherever the organism habitat is. Ex situ means we are removing the organism from that particular habitat and bringing it into a different habitat for its conservation, then releasing it back to the natural habitat. So here, which one is not an in situ conservation is what we have to find out. National parks, it is an in situ conservation. Biosphere reserves are also in situ conservation. Wildlife sanctuaries are also in situ conservation. Botanical gardens aren't, because in botanical gardens, plants from all over the world are brought and grown in a different habitat. So therefore, botanical garden is an ex situ conservation. It is not an in situ conservation. So next we'll move on to the second main in part A, wherein 5 fill in the blanks will be there and options will be given. So the first question under that, the 16th one, the glandular layer of uterus that undergoes cyclical changes during menstrual cycle. It is endometrium, right? We know that the uterus is covered by 3 layers, the outermost perimetrium, the middle the myometrium, and the innermost the endometrium. Endometrium lining is the one that sheds during the menstruation period. So therefore the answer is endometrium. Next, fill in the blank. The paleontological evidence for evolution is obtained from. So paleontology is nothing but the study of fossils. So therefore the answer is fossils. Next question. Dash is a very effective sedative and painkiller. So a very effective sedative and painkiller is morphine, which is a drug. Next, fill in the blank. The plasmid DNA that acts dash to transfer the piece of DNA attached to it. It acts as a vector. Vectors are nothing but carriers which help in carrying the DNA strand from one particular organism into another organism of our interest. So therefore, it is a vector. Next, fill in the blank. The genetic diversity shown by Rauwolfia vomitoria. Rauwolfia vomitoria is a medicinal plant which we find in the Himalayan region, and their concentration of the reserpine compound in it varies depending on its altitude or the place in which it's growing around the Himalayas. So the question is, the genetic diversity shown by Rauwolfia vomitoria growing in Himalayan ranges produces an active chemical. What is the name of the chemical? The name of the chemical is nothing but reserpine. So this was about the session wherein we learned the first main, that is 1 mark question, which consists of 15 multiple choice questions and 5 fill in the blanks. I hope it was quite useful for you. So in the coming session, we will learn about the 2 marks and the 3 mark questions. So we'll try answering those questions. So see you in the next session. Thank you.